I got the yard all mowed. I threw the big girls some grass that I pulled out. They are devouring it. If they were free range, they would eat a ton of grass every day. So I try to, when the grass is growing tall, like over there, like in front of the fence right there, I'll pull that and give them to them. And you can tell because look at the teenagers have their little pen. Remember, it had just regular tall grass. They've gotten every bit of it eaten. And we feed them good, as you guys know. We went to another, it's not Tractor Supply, I can't remember the name of it. Rural King, I think it is. It's in a different town. But we went there today trying to figure out what to do with the chickens, because as I don't know if I told you guys or not, but the teenagers, we tried some of the bigger baby ones in with the teenagers and it did not work out. The teenagers were very mean to them. And I know that the chickens have to be the same size. It doesn't matter the age, as long as they're the same size when you put them in pens together. Well, I knew the teenagers are not big enough to go in with the big girls. They'll actually kill them. So the 6 little chicks are running out of room in the black tote. Sorry, I'm trying to hold the phone with my hand and my arm gets tired. But so the 6 little ones are running out of room. And we thought about moving the teenagers out of their little coop. And let me turn it around. Since we can't put any of them together, we have to wait until they're all the same size as the Rhode Island Reds, the big girls. So until we can do that, we thought, well, since there's only 3 of the teenagers, that we could take them out, make them a run, and put the babies in that little coop right there, because they're not going to be ready for a while. The teenagers will be ready way before the little ones. And that way we can just keep the brooder in there, and it would keep the, excuse me, I had to sneeze. The brooder would keep the little ones warm, and the teenagers are getting big enough that they don't have to have that brooder on, really. We keep it on for them, but they don't really have to have it on. So that's our plan. So Steve is trying to figure out the best thing to do to build. I was watching a video, and you lay down 4 2x4s like in a big square, and then you use cattle panel, it's called, but I'm not sure if we could get by with using the rabbit fencing, which is also called the steel cloth or something like that. Hardware cloth. I had to ask Steve. So that's what he's been trying to figure out how to do that. And he's got a small tote that we're going to let the teenagers sleep in inside of this run that we're going to be building, hopefully tomorrow. Show you how huge these babies are. All 6 of them made it this time. See how they're getting feathers now and they're losing their baby downy fur? All right, Steve is trying to get the little temporary coop all put together. Now, if we would have gotten the cow panels, they're of course a lot thicker and stronger, and they would have been able to arch over from 2x4 to 2x4, creating, an arch. Well, we have what is called hardware cloth, and It is what we put over top all of the coop over there, the run. It's a whole lot better than the chicken wire is. And we decided that's a lot cheaper to go with instead of the, for the cattle. And he's just going to make it a little bit different. He's going to put part of the 2x4 on each end, and that way it will help, hold this hardware cloth up.
And then I'm going to put a 2x4 across the top here.
Okay.
To go on.
Mm-hmm. That old saying, where there's a will, there's a way. And Miss Willow's got to check everything out. Is she helping, Daddy?
She's trying to grab the drill as I'm drilling.
She's hiding underneath. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. She's watching that drill. Look at her. Oh my goodness, Willow. You are so funny.
It's hard to do stuff with you crawling underneath my legs.
Beautiful day out today. So thankful. Of course, more rain's heading in. We're going to put what are you putting on top?
Tarp.
A tarp? A tarp halfway across to keep them shielded from the rain. I think that's going to be a perfect little spot for the teenagers to finish growing until they're big enough to get in with the big girls. He's using some of the screws that he used on the big coop. They've got washers, whatever, on them, so that they don't so they don't go through the wire.
Are we hillbillies?
Well, I was raised by a couple of them,
yeah,
so.
My mom always said washer and flare.
I know, it's
flare instead of flour. Okay. Put you in here, Will.
So over on this side, he's got to trim off the excess. He's got some wire cutters there. Okay. You need me to hold that, honey?
I might.
Okay. Well, Steve had the inboards on the outside, and we had to move them to the inside. So I just redid this one. He's doing that one. And got part of the wire done. I've been taking this wire here. Let me show you. It came wrapped around the bunches of that. And instead of throwing away, I thought, man, we can reuse that. So I've been taking it.
Willow.
And can you see it there? Putting it where this overlaps each other, which we wanted it to do. I'm tying off to keep them tight together using this, and it is perfect because it's flexible. And we were going to use the zip ties, and I thought, let's just use what we have here, and I think it's going to work out better because zip ties in the sunshine and weather end up cracking and breaking. So then again, this probably, after we're done using it this year, we'll probably end up taking it apart and storing it in case we need it again. This piece we're going to use as the door. So I am putting, I don't know if you can see those or not, if it's going to focus. I'm wrapping this wire here. Putting the close wire, which is the hardware cloth. And then we're using this type of wire fencing. And we're putting these two together, and this will be the door. So yeah, you can work with pretty nails, ladies. Probably should have gloves on doing this, but that's what my job is for right now. Took us a while. We had to piece all those wires together so that there would not be any big gaps, because raccoons and squirrels and all that would get in there and kill our chickens. So we've got their little box in there. We've got their food and water on each side of that. I put in a branch so they could have fun jumping on that. And we got to get the blue tarp screwed in onto the sides of about where it's at. Only we're going to put it on the bottom all the way around and on the back side. So they were a trip catching them. Steve and me both, it took us both to get those squirrels. They were
Out in the garden.
Yeah, they were in the garden and everywhere. Oh, we finally got them. So yeah, we're going to get the tiny babies, which they're not tiny anymore. We're going to put them over there in the other one so that we can still keep the brooder warm for them. And man alive, our electric bill it doubled, more than doubled.
Yeah.
This month because we had that light on for the babies and then the brooder on for the teenagers. Yep. So we're trying to, that's one reason we wanted to use what we had, get the teenagers moved over so the babies can use the brooder and we can turn off that lamp. I think it's the lamp that's causing the electric to go so high. And they act like they're very happy and content. We got the babies. Let me zoom back. Babies are all in there, happy. They got the brooder going. They can get underneath of it or on top. And I've got the door open for them. Give them some fresh air. And then also opened up the door or the window